I don't know why it always flips the camera right when I go live and I have to flip it back, but let's make some chocolate buttermilk pancakes. So I got a few different types of chocolate here. I got an 85%, and then I got a 53%, and like a milk chocolate, which is probably what, 20 or 30% maybe. Um, anyway, I'm gonna add some of that. Make a blend. Chocolate here. A little bit of that. Smells good. I love chocolate. I'm a chocoholic, so anything chocolate, I'm obsessed. And I've been really obsessed with making pancakes lately. Something about pancakes just makes me happy. Um, and I thought, let's make chocolate buttermilk pancakes this time. I'm just gonna break these into little pieces just with my hand. 1 second. All right. And I'll add a little bit of this milk chocolate as well. It's actually quite a bit of chocolate. That should be good though. Should be plenty. I don't know if that's gonna get rid of that. I usually always keep different percentages of chocolate just on hand. So I can have whatever I need at the moment. I'll put this back. For this, I should put it right. Maybe. Sort of. There. Alright, so my plan is to put the chocolate in here, and then I'm gonna take my buttermilk and I'm just gonna kind of heat it a little bit in the microwave actually. That should be good. And melt it, and then we'll add the other stuff like eggs and butter, all that. Get my butter out now. So I'm just gonna pop this in the microwave just for a little bit. I'll pause it every couple seconds until it's just gently melted. I just want to gently heat it just enough to melt the chocolate, basically. And then I'm gonna make this egg room temperature by running it under some hot water from the sink, because I just got this from the fridge and I want it to be room temperature. I'm gonna start that for a bit. So I'm just spin this. I'm just rinsing this under hot water so I can make it not as cold. So I'm making chocolate buttermilk pancakes today, if you're just tuning in. should be good enough. Swivel it back this way. Doing? Where are you guys from? I know where you're watching from. Yeah, it still needs a little bit more. That's just some buttermilk and some chocolate that I put into a bowl, and I'm just gently melting it. So I got butter. I'm gonna get also gonna get some flour. I'll be right back. I always like to use blends of flours rather than just using just all-purpose alone. I think get some extra flavor by blending your flours. And for pancakes, I usually like to do like some all-purpose, or actually some cake flour. I sometimes do cake flour, and then I throw in some whole wheat flour into it just for some extra flavor, and you know, it makes it just. I mean, I don't know. I like the flavor that it adds, and it makes it a little more complex, I'd say. So flour, we got the buttermilk and chocolate slowly heating up here. I'm gonna grab the salt. Salt. And then of course I use baking powder and baking soda. The baking soda is going to react with the acidity in the buttermilk and create those extra bubbles. And this is going to be that double acting where the baking powder actually has baking soda and a powdered acid with it. So it starts reacting once it hits liquid, and then it double reacts once it heats up as well. So this is going to give us very fluffy, you know, light pancakes. All right, it's getting there. What else am I missing? Flour, salt, sugar. And then I think we got everything. Put this back. Starting to melt a little bit. Get my butter out. Probably just a couple tablespoons, excuse me. Actually, that's about 2 tablespoons right there. Yeah, I'll just use that. Didn't even need the knife. I will later though. When it comes time to cooking the pancakes. Alright. Heat that up again a little bit. And so once that's melted, we're going to melt the butter as well. And then we're going to add the butter. I could have been adding the butter actually already to this. I should have done that if I thought properly. But that's okay. I just don't want to overheat this buttermilk, you know. When it comes to like dairy and milk and that sort of thing, I don't know if buttermilk's the same, but you want to be careful heating milk and dairy products because they can break and curdle. So just do that, and then they're pretty straightforward after that. So just kind of waiting. And let's see. This might be okay. Let's test it a little bit. Grab our handy dandy whisk. See, it's starting to melt in there. Yeah, that looks good. All right. Don't want to mess with that too much. I'm going to melt the butter now. And then basically we're going to add all our wet ingredients here. I'm also going to get vanilla paste. I love this stuff, guys. Vanilla paste is so good. So we'll add that now. Might as well. Just keep an eye on the butter there. Oh, it smells so good. Like you can see all the little vanilla beans, you know, running through there. Alright. Maybe a little bit more. I'm going to stick the whole spoon in there because I don't want to waste any of this. Alright, the butter is pretty much melted now. Perfect. Scrape off all those vanilla residue, remnants, whatever you want to call it. Alright. Now we are going to add the butter. Get all that butter out. And then the egg, of course. Room temperature. Oh, that did not work out good. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna whisk this all up. Can you see okay? I need to get a little bit closer. And this is our base of wet ingredients. Perfect. Just want to make sure that egg's whisked up really well. That's good. Okay. Wow, this looks good already. All right. Now I'm gonna wash this really quick. If you want to watch me wash it. Oh my God. Swivel it back. No one wants to watch my live. Oh well. Right. Now, let's see. Okay, so now we can start adding. We'll add the flour first. This is just all-purpose. And then a little bit of whole wheat. Like I said before, I like to blend flours. Oh, you know what I forgot actually? I wanted to add oat flour as well. I'm gonna go grab that. Oat flour is another good one I love using in pancakes, all kinds of stuff. Add some oat flour. Alright, that should be good, I think. We'll see once we start mixing it. Clean this. And then I will add some sugar. A couple tablespoons. Should be good. So there's definitely some sugar in, especially the milk chocolate. There's a lot more sugar than in the darker chocolate, but yeah, should be good enough. Then of course, baking powder and baking soda. We'll do about a teaspoon of baking powder and like a half a teaspoon of baking soda. Should be perfect. All right. What else? Salt. That's the last thing. Always need some salt, even in sweet stuff. I don't know, maybe half a teaspoon or so. All right, now the secret part of pancakes. There's a couple tips. One, you never want to overmix. You're mixing it just until that last piece of dry flour is covered in that wet ingredient. Like, you don't care about lumps. If there's lumps, that's totally fine. You're mixing it just until it's just mixed. That's it. If you keep mixing, you're gonna have tough pancakes. Now, if you really want a tender pancake, you gotta follow that. And the second rule also is to use like room temperature ingredients, like I was saying in the beginning. And so yeah, room temperature ingredients, don't overmix, and I also let my pancake batter rest. I kind of follow how Bobby Flay talks about it. The flavors kind of kind of marry and meld together, and as the batter sits. So I let it sit for about a half an hour I'll actually put it in the fridge for the first 15 minutes just so it kind of slows down that baking powder and baking soda reaction. And then the last 15 minutes I'll take it out before, while I'm getting my, pan heated up uh, before I cook them. So 15 minutes I'll let it sit in the fridge, take it out for another, let it sit for another 15 minutes at room temperature again, and then we'll be ready to cook. So I'm just gonna mix all this up just until it's just mixed, and that's it. So be very careful also because it's very full, as you can see in this bowl here. But we're not, definitely don't want to overmix this stuff. And also, if you use buttermilk in your pancake batter, that's also another thing that really makes your pancakes nice and tender. And I just love buttermilk. It makes a huge difference. Kind of adds that slight tang flavor as well. But yeah, we're just gonna mix this up. Hold on, can you guys see okay? I guess I'm gonna bring it kind of close. We're just gonna mix this up just until I don't see any more white flour, Once it's all brown, then set it down. I'm trying to rhyme here. Actually, use a little. Let's add a little bit more water there. Ideally, but it's okay. All right, and that's it. See how it's, I don't see any more. It's super lumpy though, right? That's okay. But I don't see any more dry flour. And that's what you want. That's all. Okay, so we're just gonna set this down now. No more mixing. Just get it all off the whisk here, if I can. It's good enough. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up and throw it in the fridge, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna cover this. And a half an hour later, we'll start to make some pancakes. All right. Go back live again when it's time to cook these.